Okay guys, we're running. Hopefully the mic's working this time. And today we are making treats for King. And these are peanut butter dog treats. 100% raw ingredients. I mean, as real as it gets. And it's pretty easy. It's literally 3 ingredients and they're for King. And we're going to love it. So we got 2 cups of flour. You can either use all-purpose white flour or whole wheat flour. And we got, the recipe actually calls for a half a cup of peanut butter, but I go ahead and we're going to use 1 cup just to give it a little bit more peanut butter flavor. And we got 2 eggs. Now we are going to use water, so that is a 4th ingredient, but really these are the 3 basic ingredients here. So I'm going to go ahead, we got the mixer out. I'm going to put a little bit of water just in the bottom there. And then just to keep it off of there, I'm going to add 1 egg first. I'm going to add a cup of flour. Now we're not going to add both cups right off the bat. We're just going to incorporate that. We're going to add a half a cup of peanut butter. So we already got 1 egg in there. We already got 1 cup of flour in there. We've got just a smidge bit of water. So we're going to use the rest there. So now we got the 1 cup, a little bit of peanut butter in there. Going to add the other egg. Saving this cup. We'll go ahead, get this down in here. Get it working before you actually toss it in there. A lot of people will wait, and they will wait and put it in there, then start it, and then you have a big old mess. So go ahead and crank it on 1 before you even put it in your mixing bowl. Mix it nice and slow. So now we're starting to get a little mix, as you see. So now we're going to incorporate some water. We're not high speed, we're still slow here, just a little bit at a time. And what we're doing is we're looking for a dough mixture good enough to where we can start rolling it out. We're going to take this other cup that we have of flour. This is why we didn't add it all together at once. We want to incorporate this so everything is good and we know everything's getting mixed up. And we still have a half a cup of peanut butter, and we're going to incorporate that here in 1 second. We're going to let this keep on mixing so we know everything is mixed up, everything is good. Don't want to put everything down there too fast. You want everything to get mixed. The dog's going to be eating this. And King, well, King loves treats. We're not big on treats. He gets treats after he works, and that's about it. So he doesn't get treats for doing something or doing a trick or anything like that. He wasn't taught that way. Wasn't ever taught that way. So he does get it after a hard day's worth of work. And so you guys can see this. Check this out. Check this out. We're starting to get a nice mix. Going to add a little bit more water. Just a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. Not too much. Now you're seeing that we're getting a little buildup inside of the whip here. So what we're going to do is we're going to stop that here in a second. We're going to skim it out. Toss it back in. Go ahead, turn that off. Pull this out. I'm going to kind of push all this out, because that stuff's not getting mixed up there. And you're going to see here in 1 second, I'm going to show you inside of the mixing bowl. There's areas where the whip won't get it, where the blade won't get it. It just doesn't matter, so you do have to kind of scrape a little bit. And that's the one little thing about mixing bowls, you still do have to scrape. So if you're doing stuff and you're like, why isn't it mixing all the way up? It's because you're not doing your part as the cook. I'm actually doing some manual labor here. So cooking is not an easy thing, but it can't be, it's not hard. It's not that difficult. So just get it off the sides here. I'll show you so you can see. So you want to get it off the sides. You can see where the peanut butter has been working. And typically you want to do a rubber spatula, not a knife. But working with what we got here. Again, toss it on before you toss it in there. We want a little bit more water, not much. Right now that looks like we're going to be able to roll this. Looks a little bit wet. So we're going to let it kind of ride out a little bit, let it mix up some more. And hopefully that'll work. So when we come back, we're going to be rolling this out and baking it off. All right, guys. You want to taste it? You lick the bowl. Ooh. Peanut buttery, huh, buddy? Yum, yum, yum. Okay, guys, we're back and we got a sheet pan. A lot of people will roll these out and actually cut out little individual pieces for their dogs, for their little dog treats, make them a little fancy. We actually just go ahead and put it on a sheet pan, bake it off like that, and I'll break it off, and it ends up being a whole bunch of little pieces, and it's kind of like a brittle almost. But go ahead and spray this down your pan. I'm using a canola spray, baking spray, Pam, Spam, whatever you want to call it. Now, here's the trick. Instead of just keeping it like that, you want to toss a little bit of flour in there, enough to where you can work this around on the bottom of the pan. This will definitely help the sticking and prevent the sticking. We'll go ahead and work that around, and trying to be nice here. I'm trying not to use a whole bunch of stuff and make a big old mess in the house today, but it looks like we're just gonna have to be old school and just kind of eyeball this. I hate to waste stuff. You don't want to leave this excess flour, so it can be used if you're doing other stuff. We're not doing a whole bunch today, not till later on. We're going to be doing some sandwiches here in a little bit. So, all right, we got the bottom there, good to go. Now it's time to take the mix that we just mixed, the peanut butter and dog treats. We can go ahead and get this right out onto the pan. And we got definitely some stickage here. And we got to get this out, rolled out best we can. And we don't have the roller type for this, so we're going to spread this out almost like a cake. And you can see how thick it is. Boy, you can see it is peanut buttery. This is going to be nice. King's going to love this one. So, and it's going to be doughy, guys. So you're going to have to work this bad boy around on the pan a little bit. And don't be scared to take some flour like this and put it on your knife or whatever you're rolling, a roller, and that'll help the sticking as well. You see, getting it covered out, getting some breaking, some tearing. So what we're going to do here in 1 second, get this knife wet here. That's gonna help. Now we're spreading a little bit easier. We got flour going. We got the dough looking great. King's nose might be in the camera right now. I'm excited about this dish for the dog, for King. He is part of our family, and we do try to take care of him as best we can. And this, one good thing about making your own dog treats is you know what your dog's getting, you know where it's been made, you know who's touching it, and quite frankly, you know exactly what your dog likes. He's just like, or she is just like, you know, they're part of your family, and you become accustomed to what they eat and how they eat, and you know, you get a different dog food sometimes and they don't eat it, and they're just kind of snub at it a little bit. We got King on a very, very high protein diet, and that's just because he's so active. So in the winter months, we've got to make sure we take him out quite a bit. So, all right. Like I said, a lot of people will actually roll these out and start cutting all these little fancy cuts on them and stuff like that. We're not all about that. We're actually just going to bake this bad boy off at 350 for about 25-30 minutes until it's done. Not touch, and it still kind of bounces back. You want this done, and there we go. So I'm going to toss this into the oven, let it bake off. And when we come back, we're going to be pulling this out of the oven, and we're going to see what King thinks. There we go, guys. Peanut butter dog treats. We're going to see what's going on. Pull these bad boys out a little bit. See how we got the biscuits looking right now. They smell done. They smell very peanut buttery. So I'm going to try to, yep, we're good to go. Smell peanut buttery. They smell delicious. Almost like a peanut butter cookie. So there we go. End product. Okay guys, so now the time comes to cut these, and like I said, a lot of people, they will cut these prior and use a little cookie cutter and cut some fancy little designs for the dog and stuff like that. King, he's King, and he's a working dog and doesn't really get a lot of special treatment when it comes to stuff like that. So it is what it is, and pretty sure he's going to eat whatever I give him because he's a dog. So at the end of the day, he is a dog, and he's going to eat pretty much anything on the plate or in your hand. So I'm going to count these out. So I'm thinking we can do about a half-inch squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 by 5, so that gives us 35. It's 35 dog treats, and that's 35 times King's going to be happy. It's 35 times that I'm going to be bothered by King for another treat. So when we come back, we're going to be testing these out, and well, I'm not going to be testing these out. King's going to be testing these out, and we're going to see what the dog, the expert, has to say about them. So guys, peanut butter homemade dog treats. Well, King, hey buddy, you've got to try 2 of these so far. We're going to try one more, And let's see what you think. You like them, buddy? Good job. Shake. Shake. Good job, King. Well guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully that if you have an animal, you have a dog at home, hopefully you can make this. It's a simple ingredient recipe, simple thing for your dog. And as you can see, King loves them. And be moving forward, we're going to be making some chicken based, chicken flavored, some beef flavored ones down the line. But next video that you're going to probably see us in is going to be making some chicken salad sandwiches with a little citrus twist on it. And other than that, guys, have a great one. One love. Be safe in the kitchen.